It's October 29th, I'm Corey Gant, and these are your top stories. It's fall, the weather has just begun to get a little cooler, and the action is just beginning on the hardwood. Colleges have already started their basketball season, and the NBA started its regular season last night. We wanted to know which team you thought would win the college championship and which NBA team would win the national championship.
My favorite college team is University of South Carolina, and I think the San Antonio Spurs will go all the way in the NBA.
Kentucky is going to win the college national championship, and Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win the NBA championship.
I don't watch college ball. I watch professional, and well, for NBA, I think the Cavaliers going to win, and for WNBA, I put my faith in the Minnesota Lynx. But my favorite team is LA Sparks.
For college basketball, I think Syracuse is going to win. For the NBA, I think Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win.
Sumter High School's principal, Mr. Dana Fall, contacted the CQ TV because he wanted to make a special announcement to the entire student body on our show. Kaylee Hesselgrave went to the principal's office to get the details.
Okay, thank you for sitting down with us, Mr. Fall. I understand that there is going to be a change in the cell phone policy coming up here soon. Do you want to tell us exactly what that is?
No problem. There is going to be a change real soon. The cell phone policy at Sumter High is going to be different than everyone else. At this point in time, effective immediately, students will be allowed to use their cell phones in the commons area and in the hallways. They will not be allowed to use them in the restrooms or the locker rooms, any areas like that where there's privacy issues, people changing, things like that.
Okay. So what exactly brought about this change in the cell phone policy?
Last year it started, we were listening to the students from the administrative standpoint, listening to their needs and concerns. The cell phones, I know a lot of the younger kids nowadays are born with them attached. It's different from my generation, but the times have changed and the policy has not changed fast enough with it. So we wanted to see a change here at Sumter High, so we've been working on it and finally came up with something that the board and the superintendent has approved for us.
While students will have more freedom to use their phones throughout the school, Mr. Fall said cell phones could only be used in the classroom when teachers tell their students to use them for instructional purposes.
One other additional thing that they need to know, though, is when they're in the hallways or the commons, if they're using headphones, earbuds, anything like that, they can only have one in at a time for safety reasons, in case there's some instructions that need to be put out to them, either over the PA or emergency signal, or just a teacher or an adult trying to address them. They need to be able to hear at least out of one of the ears. So they'll only be allowed to have one headphone in at a time.
Mr. Fall is hopeful that the students will adapt to the new changes.
Well, I just think it's a great opportunity for Sumter High students to show that they're capable of this change, to show that the rest of the district that the need for the change is upon us. Times have changed since when the policy was written. Matter of fact, the law that's referenced in the policy has changed as well. So it's time for us to change, and it's time for our students to take it and be responsible with it and make sure that they're using it appropriately.
Reporting for the CQ TV, I'm Kaylee Hesselgrave.
Amanda Redfoot has been checking out the newest trends in films, music, video games, and books. Let's see what she has to say this week. Amanda?
Thanks, Corey. If you're looking for something different to do this Halloween, the Sumter High Drama Department will be performing the plays Little Women 2, Wrath of the Undead from the 29th through the 31st at 7 p.m. for $5 in the drama room, and the Drama 2 show, The Seven Wives of Dracula. The cast of Little Women are our own Sumter High School students, Sarah Louise McInnes as Amy, Mackenzie Quinn Barnett as Meg, Amber Coulter as Joe, Zachary Kelly as 8-year-old Tommy, and myself as babysitter Claire, who adds her own twist to the original story of Little Women, bringing about an entirely new and action-packed version of the story. As for modern-day and less classical novels, the last book in the Mara Dyer trilogy, The Retribution of Mara Dyer, by New York Times bestselling author Michelle Hodkin, will be published November 4th, bringing readers an astounding conclusion to Mara's supernatural life, her lover Noah Shaw, and the vengeance she will seek. That's all for entertainment, but if you want to find out more, visit thecqonline.com. Back to you, Corey.
Thanks, Amanda. Coming up, we'll get the rundown on sports, meet the student of the week, and hear about a feature story that will also appear in the next edition of the Cox Quill. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Let's be honest, because other communication companies aren't. charging hidden monthly fees and cutting corners, always after ways to make more money. FTC has grown the honest way, with only your best interests in mind, bringing our neighbors, friends, and family together with better service and value that's just around the corner. FTC. Let's be honest.
Welcome back. It's time to hear about Gamecock sports. So let's go to Sydney Gray McDonald to get the latest scores.
Thanks, Corey. The varsity football team beat the Panthers of Carolina Forest 63-41 and are currently 2-1 in the region, with an overall record of 5-4. JV football also defeated Carolina Forest 16-6 and are currently 6-2 with a region record of 3-0. The cross-country team came in fourth against regional teams at the Freedom Florence meet on October 22nd. They traveled to the state qualifier meet on Saturday, November 1st. Basketball tryouts began on Monday, November 3rd through the 5th. Coach Stephen English says he looks forward to his players putting forth maximum effort and taking advantage of each moment they have the chance to play basketball. To find out more about Sumter High School sports, check out the CQOnline.com. Back to you, Corey.
Thanks, Sydney. Christian McAllister wanted to find a student who is involved in various areas of Sumter High life. Who's the student of the week this week, Christian?
Thanks, Corey. I'm here with our student of the week, Taylor Mouse. Taylor, what sports are you involved in?
I'm involved in volleyball, softball, and basketball.
What difficulties do you face with being a student athlete all year round?
Well, I'm not just disciplined on the field or the court, but I'm also disciplined in school, in the classroom, and having to maintain my grades and to keep my academics up.
What class do you face the most in?
Spanish 2.
To find out more about our student of the week, check out the CQOnline.com.
Thanks, Christian. Hands-on History is a program that allows students to learn about the history of the Sumter community in a more active manner. Amanda has been following one student who is not only in the Hands-on History class, but takes special pride in representing her heritage.
Thanks, Corey. Junior Anna Beck has really enjoyed being in the Hands-on History class and sees its value for both herself and the community as a whole.
Purpose of Hands-on History is to give you a little bit of background behind what we really came from and give you the idea of what happened before we had technology and to show you how it feels to be where they were.
Anna is 1/16th Cherokee Indian. While she has been celebrating her Native American heritage with her family for most of her life, she admits that through her participation in Hands-on History that she has gained new insights into her heritage. How has being a part of Hands-on History made you reflective of your heritage?
Basically, ever since I started, I actually learned the legend behind my dress, and I learned different types of dances and how the legend behind my brother's dance, and it just kind of it made me feel like I knew more about Native American dancing. And yeah.
Thanks, Amanda. That's all for this edition of the CQ TV. Our next show will air on November 12th. Until then, check out the CQOnline.com to get all the latest school news. Reporting for the CQ TV, I'm Corey Gant. Have a blue and gold day, Sumter High.